Welcome to Between the Mics podcast, where we will talk about anything and everything. Who knows? We might talk about sports games that we're watching, what's going on in our lives outside of podcasting and streaming, motivational things that we want to share, the live streaming that we're doing, the games that we're playing, and who knows, probably some tech. But all I know is that there will be lots of laughs and great stories told. Between the mics, you have myself, known as TheAwesomeDado online, or you can just call me Mike, and my co-host, known as Flinty Dog online, or you can call him AJ. We appreciate and are excited to have you here and joining us and listening to us as we take you through our chaotic mayhem of thoughts between the mics. Welcome on in, gang, to episode number 1 of Between the Mics. You're here with me, the Awesome Dado. You can also call me Mike if you want. And I have Flinty Dog with me. He kind of goes by AJ every once in a while, I guess you could call it. But welcome on in to episode number 1. We're super excited to have you here. We don't know where this is going to go, really. So let's see. What's up, AJ?
What's going on?
Oh, it's the first episode of Between the Mics podcast, bro. What do you mean what's going on?
It is the first episode. I mean, I'm overly excited about the first episode.
Oh, I know you and Gabinelli25, our lovely producer for Between the Mics podcast, has been blowing up the Discord of Between the Mics. You two have been on a nonstop rant and rave all day long.
Well, I mean, whenever you get some good friends, some good people in together, it's kind of hard not to, just kind of speak freely. You know what I mean?
And when you say freely, let me tell you that they are definitely being free about what they are posting in the Discord.
Hey, don't turn what me and Gabs have into something cheap, okay?
It's entertaining, I will say. And as you guys hang out with us between the mics, you'll probably start to learn our humor a little bit and see that we can find humor and comedy in almost anything. So I guess before we truly get started, we're sorry. We take you down a rabbit hole that you are not prepared to go down. But
I'm all about the rabbit holes, baby.
You are the definition of chasing a rabbit. And then all of a sudden there's a squirrel. And we got to keep you on track every once in a while.
That is the fun fact of part of my life. I didn't know I had ADHD. And now that I'm a fully grown adult and have an adult life, dealing with that's fun.
Surprise! This is why you leave the cabinet doors open and then come back and go, huh?
Yeah, I actually did that earlier today. I was looking for my cereal, and here I forgot that I put my cereal on top of my refrigerator and then not back in the cereal cabinet.
Yep, that sounds about right. What the question is, since you put it there, did you put the milk in the cabinet or did you put the milk back in the fridge?
I remember putting the milk back in the fridge, so we are good on that.
Until you go to sleep tonight and it's sitting next to your bed or something in the bathroom or somewhere.
I don't need that anxiety of like getting comfortable, closing my eyes, and then next you know it's just the haunting image of my milk sitting in the bathtub.
I could just imagine you walking in there in the morning to take a shower and screaming like a little girl because there's a half a gallon of whole milk.
2%. Let's get it right. We're gonna just put that on the table. It's 2%. And I would not scream like a little girl. I'd probably just sigh, just out of just defeat.
Oh, you dumbass.
No one else to blame.
Nope.
My roommate, he's at work, so like
he's not the one leaving the milk about. Right.
No.
And
so
and
I think
that's.
I think since we're going on this tangent,
yeah,
I think we kind of should tell the people a little bit more about us and like kind of where we get our humor and basically why we talk about leaving milk in the bathtub.
So this friendship that you hear being transpired across your car audio or through your headphones at this very moment is, at this point, 14 years, right? 2010?
Yeah, 2010.
Flinty Dog and I were in a construction technologies career education course through high school, and that's how we became friends. Let's just say we might have not have been the most upstanding students at all times.
What would make you say that?
Oh, there's plenty, and that's not for episode number 1.
Dude, if we go down the rabbit hole, speaking of the rabbits again,
right.
We could probably get 80 episodes or more.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the rabbit hole of the AwesomeDado and Flinty Dog lifestyle that started in 2010. So we've known each other for a minute. Right. For sure. From, hanging out in high school to driving around town in one of the two vehicles, my truck or whatever, not starting shit everywhere we went. That is not who we are. We do not want to.
All right, I'm going to stop you. It was one of us that had to. Wow, that was a nice voice crack. I'm not 30 years old, apparently. Holy crap. But,
attaboy.
So I'm catching a cold. So, but anyway, it was one of us starting something. If it was not at the Armadillo or what was the mud hole?
Yankee Lake.
Yeah, Skanky Lake.
Yep. So we just gave you guys 2 very large clues to what part of Ohio we are from. So if you start doing a Google search, you'll pinpoint us pretty quickly.
I don't even think they're open anymore.
No, they still are. They are very open.
It was poor souls.
Yeah, right. I see those trucks going down the highway. So I guess to kind of give you a little bit of background, if you've ever taken a 4x4 truck, mudding through the woods, dropping it and burying it to its axles, that's what Yankee Lake is. If you like it, drinking, getting into fights, doing all kinds of stuff, that's your place. So I still see to this day on Friday in the summer, these trucks just hauling down the road, and I know exactly where they're going. And I'm like, I am too old for that shit. There it is.
Oh, man. That's why I called it Skanky Lake, man.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, you could tell who Mr. Dado here is a father. He has his, I'm not saying I don't have my life together, but I live on the wild free side of things.
I am very happy, thank you.
Hey, you look happy. You look happy. I tell you that every time we talk.
I know. But back in the day, that might have been a place that we got ourselves in some trouble at. But
no, definitely not me.
Why would we? There's never any times where I had to meet hook you and drag you back to my truck. Never.
How many shirts have you destroyed of mine?
Yeah. Enough. So many of them that they just become your painting and workout shirts because they have no sleeves. The collars are ripped. It looks like a bear got into a fight with you. I don't know.
I mean, you did do your due diligence. There we go. Let me get that word out.
Hey.
Holy crap, that's a lot of syllables. I should write my 12th grade English teacher.
Hey, guess what? I did it.
Finally struggled to get it out on our first episode. All right, so let's rewind a little bit after 14 years.
14.
I mean, we had our ups and downs, like
For sure.
everybody does.
Every married couple has, yes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we are definitely the odd couple.
We are.
And now we're adding a third wheel because possibly Gabs might be coming in for 1 or 2 episodes, maybe more.
That is the hope. Oh, we're dragging him in. He just doesn't know it yet. So when he goes to produce this episode, hey, Gabs, guess what? You are now a part of the threesome.
Welcome, my chuchacho.
Oh, mi amigo.
Ole. He's going to hate me for that one.
Yeah, he's going to be like, you people, why did I agree to this?
What do you mean, you people?
Oh, Jesus. Go back to your story.
So 14 years, ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've already touched that. So many things I could take that so many different ways. That's also what she said. Oh my God. All right. You need to help me out here. You need to transition into something.
We'll get there, folks. I promise we will get there. Welcome to episode 1 of Between the Mics, where we figure this out.
Figure AJ's brain out. Oh God, we're going to be here for a while.
We have a whole podcast. Yeah, right. Holy shit. So 14 years ago. Yes.
Yep. I just remember me getting in a little bit of trouble in construction technologies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was because of my grades coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And our teacher, I'm not going to say his name.
Nope. Agreed.
But he decided to put me with Mikey here.
Mm-hmm.
To put, I think what it was our first project together was redoing the reception desk at the cosmetology class.
Correct. Yeah, we had to rip out an old desk and build a new one. Now, mind you, to give the audience a little bit of perspective here, we are construction kids, cowboy boots, flannels, tool belts, walking through a high school, going into a cosmetology classroom where we are awkward high school boys with awkward high school girls, and we're ripping out their reception desk thinking we're hot shit.
Oh,
Please continue with your story.
Oh, man. Let me just reiterate. Times were different back then. We were allowed to walk through the halls with a tool belt with a 16, 18, 20-ounce hammer.
Yep.
Screw guns.
Utility knives. All kinds of
utility
stuff.
knives.
Yep.
Yeah. They didn't care. Like, we were, like, on our purchase list for this class, we had to have a Stanley utility knife.
No other. It couldn't be Cobalt. It couldn't be Milwaukee. Nothing. Stanley.
It had to be Stanley,
and
the silver one.
And if you came into the class without a Stanley Fat Max tape measure or something close enough to it, our teacher would literally throw it across the lab.
Yep. Oh, God. Big Head. You know who I'm talking about, Big Head. Every time he'd come in with something different, he would try to mark every piece of wood, every finish project with a pen, and our teacher would
Oh.
snap it every time. I don't know how much money
Mhm.
his parents spent on pens. Like after the first one, I get a hint.
Sure. Here's a number 2 pencil.
Yeah.
Bro.
But I mean, we got lucky enough because both of our fathers were, somewhat of handymen, so we kind of knew what we were kind of walking into.
Mhm. Mhm.
Kind of like know what
Do that.
tools to use, and I mean, growing up, holding the dang flashlight still type of deal.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I knew how to, uh, swing a hammer by the time I was 9. I was
Yeah,
putting
I'd
roofs on
say.
with my dad and remodeling, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I was building cabinets right about that time too with my dad.
Yeah. So we went into it, with a decent background, but, you know, the first project we did together was that cosmetology reception desk, and that, again, awkward high school boys, awkward high school girls. We're trying to act like we're grown men by doing this fancy project for them. Let's just say it was interesting.
It took forever.
I don't know why.
Oh,
Couldn't
I
tell you why it
mean,
took forever.
I could tell you one name, but I'm not going to put her on on this thing because I'm pretty sure she still hates me.
Oh, I'm sure your name's still inscribed in a toilet bathroom partition somewhere in that high school.
Oh yeah. By three different ones. And one was
Yeah.
absolutely insane. Thank
You
God I
always
have a
had a
different
tendency
number.
to do that.
I love
You got
daddy issues. I'm sorry. Talk about my ex-wife.
yeah, well, we could, but that's a whole
Court,
episode in
court,
itself.
court's over with. Yeah, I can say whatever I want.
Jesus God.
Hey, here we go. But
And
no,
here
so
we go.
high school after that project, we you approached me about hunting, and I've always been a
Hmm?
deer hunter. Me and my dad or my uncles or something like that, we'd go out deer hunting. And
Sure.
I think you approached me about duck hunting.
Mm-hmm. I did. I think it
And
came about because we had that show and tell in class because, that's what high schoolers want to do. And I brought in my duck and goose call because I was a nerd, still am. Um, and that was my show and tell. And I think that's really what spurred it was you're like,
yeah, because I
whoa,
brought in my bleat call
yeah, yeah,
and my
because we're
dopey.
both nerds.
Dude, can you picture how old are we? Like 16, 17 years old?
Yeah, 16 because I was driving. Yep.
And we became friends just because, oh man, that sounded cool. Hey, check this out. Here's some
Yeah,
dopey.
right. Yeah. You like standing in the woods when it's dark and cold? Hey, me too.
And then I think what was it? I didn't have my hunting license at that moment, so we were doing your other venture that I don't know if anybody. I mean, are we gonna put ourselves on blast like that?
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
So I would like to get it back up and running now that we live 10, 10 hours apart, different
Yeah.
different parts of the world, and we probably see different kind of ducks. Mikey
Sure.
here
Yeah.
started a ode to his grandfather of duck hunting. It was just the love for duck hunting on YouTube,
Mhm.
and it was the waterfowlers of Ohio, and I started being the camera guy for that for a little while.
Did. You did. Yeah, and that was a huge passion of mine and we kind of fell off after high school of going to college and starting, my adult life, but it's still there. The Instagram is still up. My dad and our hunting buddies that you hunted with, that we still hunt with to this day, are
Oh,
still heavily involved in, the goal of what Waterfowls of Ohio was to take people like AJ, or, we had a veterans initiative where we took veterans out and, um, did our best to teach them the conservation of waterfowl hunting. Now, the state of Ohio is not the best in the country for that, but it was something that we are still passionate in. It's just not captured the way it was before. But yeah, that started our relationship outside of school to
and
where,
that just kicked it off.
for sure,
I
for
mean,
sure.
after the second hunt, I mean, I was hooked, and just being in a duck blind or a blind period,
Mm-hmm.
it builds friendship. So I mean, like, I don't know if any of the listeners or anything like that kind of struggle with like connection and stuff like that. I mean, like he said, we were just some awkward kids in high
Oh yeah.
school. I had a hard time finding friends because I had anger issues. Go figure.
Had anger issues.
I've gotten medicine now. We don't need to tell them that.
Oh, okay.
So I had anger issues. And I just want to
Mm-hmm.
run back real quick. Whenever he was explaining on what the Waterfowlers of Ohio did, oh, wow, if I could find my words. Waterfowlers of Ohio took veterans and everything like that. And he said, my name. I am not a veteran. I am a first responder. I am a firefighter, EMT. Sometimes I ride the fire truck, and then sometimes I ride the boo boo bus.
Boo
And
bus. That's my favorite.
sometimes it is just that, the boo boo bus. But I mean,
Sure.
going on almost 2 years actually paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Going going on almost 8 years altogether in the fire service.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I know I've told you, but to re-elaborate that, firefighting or any type of first responder in that aspect to me has always been something I've respected. And running into a burning building in, you know, you take your safety completely out of it and put the safety of somebody else in your hands. I can't say enough words. I can't explain it. I don't even know what to say, but thank you and wow. It blows me away every
Stop
time
it. You're
I think
making
about.
me blush.
No, but for real, dude, like I have friends, now that are first responders, and I've worked, so AJ went off and did something completely different outside of the construction world. I have never escaped it. Um, I'm
I
still in
still
it. I went to
dabble.
college for it. We dabble, but you don't have to get up and go to work and deal with it every day like I do.
No, I have the
Um,
best schedule ever.
your schedule's hard to follow. So if you like it, congratulations. I hate your schedule. Um, but I've had to interact with large cities, city of Columbus, city of Cleveland, Akron, Cincinnati, just Detroit, um, all these large metropolitan cities. And from what I've learned from AJ and dealing with these first responders and the respect that they deserve when it comes to saving your life, um, those guys are top notch. I I always enjoy walking buildings and schools that I've built with them and just seeing how they think about a building and how, you know, I've learned so much about, I'm going to get real technical
Flow
here for a
path,
second, flow path and, the
fire
800
breaks.
series radios and BDAs and understanding repeat and all of it. It's super in depth and these guys care. It's pretty cool. It really is.
See, that's I appreciate that. I still, after doing it for a while, I still don't know how to respond to that. Like the people that come up to me and be like, "Thank you for what you do." It's something.
Sure.
You know me from way back. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
was the shit starter. I was a troubled kid, basically. The best way I could put it. And I think joining the fire service, basically, I want to say, wrapped my head around what actually life is.
Right. For sure. Yeah. It gives you perspective, right? It gives you an insight to how quickly, and I'm not trying to be cliche or lighten any of the severity that you deal with, how quickly life can end or change, right? It's
It's in a blink
humbling.
of an eye.
Right.
Because I mean, back in school, I mean, we'll share some funnier stories and like some of the trouble and like the shit starting we did, but like that, I'm against the world, I'm invincible type of deal. It's really humbling whenever you go into your first fire and next you know you're like, oh, I can't turn back. Somebody's actually counting on me to stop this.
Right. Right. For sure.
And it's very, to me, I love what I do. I do it for the people that I like. Like I said earlier, we live almost 10 hours apart. I'm in what we call the Low Country of South Carolina, and
He's a Southern
we
boy
are.
now.
Oh yeah, I love it down here. But I'm kind of happy I went down that venture because I think I would have been a alcoholic or in jail if I followed the other path that was sitting in front of me.
Sure. Sure. And as a friend, I am, as much as, it could scare the shit
You're
out
not
of
a
me
friend.
because,
You're a brother by now. I mean,
oh,
we
and I appreciate that because, we'll, even in the Discord or a text messages or whatever of, hey, I'm on a call and and this is happening. Not ignoring you guys, or I'm on my way to a call. I won't say you're doing that in the middle of a call. I don't mean to put that out there, but, um, you know, you get nervous, you get scared because it's, your best friend is potentially, 100% putting his life in danger. And that's something, you might not be able to put it into words, but it's respected and it's something that I know that I couldn't do.
everybody could put, and you could do whatever you put your mind to. That's the way I put it.
Sure.
I will say yes. It is. For doing it almost 8 years. I mean, my roommate, he is just now entry level. Just got his first paid job as a firefighter, and to see the twinkle, that twinkle in his eye of like, holy crap, this is my job. But also I'm trying to get him to realize, like, if you're not on top of your training,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, you seen during the Discord earlier, I mean, Gabs asked me what I was getting into, and I was watching training videos on my day off. Like, I'm trying to stay sharp on my skills. And
Absolutely.
I try to bestow that in him, and then that follows through. Like, if you guys, the best advice that I could give anybody is it goes for Mikey. I mean, I know him from whenever he was doing random tree work for a contractor in high school that probably paid him $9 an hour, and probably I don't even know about that. I mean, he paid both of us pretty well. I can't say that if I were do you remember.
Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
the dollar amount doesn't
Sorry,
matter.
that was one of those rabbit squirrel moments. But I remember whenever he was doing just dirt work, like he worked his way up. He framed those houses. He did those roofs. He did those cabinets. He knows the insides and out of his job. And I mean, I'm pretty sure if we ask him right now, does it feel like you work a day in your life?
No, I don't feel like I work a day in my life. I feel challenged on day-to-day basis, but I don't feel like I'm working. No.
Exactly. And if you guys are not happy with what you're doing, find that passion and don't stop until you get it. I mean, I got beaten, battered. I mean, Mikey knows a lot of my story. I got told I
Yeah.
wasn't good enough to do this. And I was just a volunteer, and there's some beef between paid and volunteers. We could go down that rabbit hole some other time. But
Sure.
I worked so hard, and then I finally got diagnosed with ADHD, and I overcame one of the biggest obstacles that I put my 2 weeks in the day before I passed one of my tests that I needed to keep my job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just keep working towards your goal. And if it doesn't feel like you work a day in your life, I mean, yeah, then you're doing something right.
Yeah, you found something that you're passionate in, and, you know, either if you're running into burning buildings or if you're building hospitals or schools or, gas stations or
Oh yeah, sorry, I
hotels.
don't mean to interrupt you on that again. But I
Yeah.
started like I do I remember whenever you were doing the the shit work, and now you are
Mhm.
basically running the show of these jobs. And like I'm damn proud of you for
Yeah,
doing
and
that.
I appreciate it, and, it takes a lot of effort and dedication and determination and to do that, and it can be scary, it could be off-putting, and, the younger guys that I have on my team now, um, I just what I tell them exactly what you're explaining. It's the fact of, if you're passionate in it, invest. If you're not passionate in it, let me help you find something you are, and it might not be here. It might not be in this industry. Um, One thing that I aspire for my team is to make sure that they feel like they are making a difference in what they're doing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be as small as going in and remodeling a bathroom inside of a bank. You made a difference because guess what? You know why we remodeled that bathroom is so that somebody that is handicapped can use the facilities while they're trying to figure out their finances. You made an impact on somebody's life. You saved their life, or help them through a very difficult situation, right? And then my team, we're on a complete opposite spectrum where we are giving you, I guess, the the things in life that you either need or the things that you can enjoy. Y All from, like, we're looking to do a project on a sports stadium here in the local area, and what do you get when you go to a sports stadium? Joy. So you
Yeah.
gotta look at it like that, right? Um, and it's exciting. It really is, and, you know, you can be down about it, and change is scary. I I always say, "Embrace the change," because that's opportunity knocking at the door. And you gotta follow it, just like, AJ said. He wasn't doing this, and he jumped right into it and found out it was something he was passionate in and ran with it.
Yeah, and that uncomfortable feeling, you're supposed to feel that.
Right.
My brother-in-law, he's really close. Like, I'm really close with him, and he has taught me some good lessons. He is a little bit younger than I am, and it is amazing how like the level he is on maturity. I
Mhm.
mean, it gets exactly what we're talking about. Like, I mean, we'll get him in on here probably sometime soon, and he could tell
Mhm.
his story. But from what he literally, like, he started from nothing and turned into something that he is doing now, and it's phenomenal. Like, his story is just like textbook of what we're talking about. You have this vision in your head, no matter how hard it gets, you just keep pushing through. And he is one of my biggest supporters, like, ever. It's
Oh,
just like
that's
Mikey
awesome.
here. And like Mikey's seen, I mean, I had multiple jobs through high school.
Mhm.
Some lasted a day, some lasted a few months. I just wasn't
Right?
happy.
Yeah,
And
and,
then
you have to go through those trials and tribulations, to find what is you. it could be any of you listening, proverbial you, your wife, your spouse, your partner, your kids. The only way to learn is to fail, unfortunately. And for AJ and his team's sake at the fire department, that's a little bit difficult of a task because failing is a detrimental thing. But if you feel like you're failing, it means you're learning, and it's okay, you know, to learn and work through that. There's been times in my life that I haven't felt successful, not because of the work I was doing, but because of personal life and, financial struggles or things like that. And um, to get a little sappy and to use something that I truly believe in is that, you know, my grandfather, we spoke about the fact that he was the inspiration to Waterfalls of Ohio, and he pushed me to go outside of my comfort zone and take on helping others. And recently, this past year, his wife, my grandmother, died at 86 years old. And my grandfather went through 3 triple bypass surgeries, all kinds of health problems. And then my grandmother, and AJ knows her because she used to feed him or chase him down the driveway asking about how school or whatever is. But
Such a sweet lady.
That woman went through 4 knee replacements, an amputation at 80, and she still learned to walk. She had tumors in her brain, all these things, right? And
That never
she was
slowed her down.
finished. Never once slowed her down, and she never let the struggles affect her happiness. And there's a Finnish word that comes to mind that she always uses. And I'm actually, if you were in a stream a couple weeks ago for the TheAwesomeDado gaming streaming on Twitch and YouTube, but I wear this bracelet that says Sisu Strong. And what Sisu is it's a Finnish word for perseverance and the ability to find a way no matter what is in your path. And I think that word, the word Sisu, sums up everything that AJ and I have been through and try to teach our teams and the people that we want to impact. Either you're listening or we get to meet you in person or whatever it is. It's the perseverance inside of you. Each one of us has it, is there. You have to harness it. And that's, that's one of the reasons why we wanted to start this podcast, is to share our experiences, have fun together again, have fun
Connect
with
with
you, the
people.
listeners, connect, and just give you a little bit of insight. We're both 30, right? And there's a lot of older people that we work with that we could consider quote unquote more successful than us, but that's all perception. And, we still have to find escapes. And, that escape for me is hanging out with my family first and foremost. I come home to a safe place with my 3 kids, my dog, and that is truly home, right? But the escape for me is hanging out with you guys, doing podcasts and streaming. And that's why I do it, is because sometimes you just have to take that time for yourself and remove the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just obviously first responders. I mean, day in, day out. I work a 48-96 schedule, so I am on for 2 days straight. And we could get no calls, which we all hope for because everybody's staying safe.
Sure.
Or we are going to the window to the wall. We are just going full force. And the best way to, because I go to therapy. It's rough to explain, but video games and hanging out with, talking to Mikey here, or my brother-in-law, or my close buddies, is my outlet, because I completely disconnect. They don't have anything to do with the fire service at all. Like video games, I could jump in, I could play Call of Duty. Right now I'm stuck on Hell Let Loose right now. But it takes my mind from first responder back to AJ, and I could decompress that way. And that's why we kind of, whenever we started talking about doing this podcast, I was kind of really excited about it because like it's an outlet, and I've been wanting to start one, and this is kind of like the push to actually get into it and do it. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good, buddy. And to kind of explain again what Between the Mics is exactly this. It's talking about anything and everything. Sure, will there be moments where it's mostly centered around a live stream that we were a part of, or games that we're playing, or tech that's coming out because we're super excited about it? Sure, whatever, right? But it's the camaraderie between the mics, and that's why the title to me of this podcast means so much. It's not outside of this space. It's literally what's happening between the mics, and not to be cliche about it. That's really the goal, right?
I have one of my best friends. I mean, he's going on as long as I've known you. You remember me playing the Xbox 360, and I still talk to the same dude to this day, and he's one of my best friends.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that goes to the point of, we've met Gabs, we've met Ramon, Amaru, Alien Zombie, Bike. I could go down the list. Roberts Gaming, all of these guys, Paul, all of them that, though you might not talk to them every day, you've created a connection, you've created a friendship, and, harness that, foster that, and be friends and be open to one another. You don't know them like Flinty Dog and I know each other. You may or may not know that, but it's okay. Get outside that comfort zone, learn something new, push those bounds, find your sisu and persevere. That is amazing when you see it happen. Absolutely amazing.
And the stuff go over the mic. I mean, between the mics, it goes as far as what he's explaining right now. Like, I mean, I didn't know Fox Aloy, his gamer tag. I didn't know him worth anything. Now, I mean, we text each other. He knows Amaru. I mean, Gabs is going to be a part of this. I mean, I didn't even know these guys. Whenever we started talking about doing this, I didn't know them a month ago. And me and Gabs, I mean, our Discord, I mean, it seems like we've known each other for years.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little jealous. I'm like, hey,
that's my man.
Right, you better back up, Gabs. Back up.
I still love both of you, but it goes back in, like, if you like music, I mean, people share moments singing on stage to poems and whatever. And microphones are nowadays, I mean, they're in our pockets. I mean, we can connect, and I could do this podcast anywhere and everywhere I can, because I have something in my pocket, and that connection wouldn't be there if, I mean, I dig the name. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant, but I think it's really good, and the connections that we're making with it, I mean, I hope this really takes off, and we plow through it and keep going.
For sure.
Make some new friends.
There's absolutely, and that's the goal. If you're interested in coming and hanging out with us between the mics, by all means, please drop a comment in the YouTube upload, or on Spotify. You can comment on the podcast, wherever. We're open. We love meeting new people. And I hope it inspires you to, make friends and open connections. And it doesn't matter where you're at. There's somebody there, and you don't have to be alone. And we're here. It doesn't have to be us. It doesn't have to be myself or AJ or any of the guys that we mentioned. you don't have to be alone. And that's the cool thing about the world that we're in right now, even though, we will never go down the path of politics or talking about major events because that's just not the goal here. But, you're just never, you're never alone. And we want you to feel like family. And you get to hear AJ and I give each other a little bit of shit. We know again, Gabs comes in here. He's going to lay it on thick. But it's that's what this podcast is all about. And it's super exciting. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for it. Can't wait to get Gabs on here and start talking. All three of us. That's just going to be, oh man, that's going to be scary. So y'all better buckle up.
Buckle up, right? For sure. Get your favorite drink and snack and sit down and listen to us three shenanigans talk about absolutely who knows what, but probably some crazy bullshit. But yeah, and you can catch us when we're playing games online. Flinty Dog doesn't stream, but he hangs out in my streams. He'll hang out in Gab's streams. Make sure you come and hang out with us. We would love to see you there and get a whole different side of us outside of the podcast too.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. Like, if you guys actually we're trying to be motivational and be family. Basically, we're trying to build up. And I know it's episode 1, and we hit on some motivational stuff on this. But I'm big on mental health and building
100%.
yourself up. If you find me in Dado streams, hopefully, spoiler alert, possibly sooner or later, I may or may not be joining him on the streaming site.
What?
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm working towards it. But if you see me in there, if you see me in the Discord or whatever, and you need somebody to talk to, don't be afraid to message me.
Same.
I'm here.
Open door.
My sleep schedule is absolutely stupid. I could get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I could fall asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and then be up by 7. I don't even know what sleep is sometimes. So do not be afraid to text me. If I don't get back to you, I will get back to you.
For sure. Same here. And I want to pivot just a little bit, and I want to play on the spoiler alert just a tad.
Oh boy.
So not holding you to anything. What would be a Flinty Dog stream? What game would you stream?
Well, a lot right now. I mean, I'm not one of those people that chase a fad like everybody plays Warzone, but a lot of my friends do play Call of Duty. So I do play Call of Duty. Right now I'm really enjoying Hell Let Loose. Once you get a hang of the game, that game could take off, and it is awesome. I lost, I think, 7.5 hours yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah, I jumped into a game, and next you know, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Holy cow. And he's saying that not just for your benefit, he's saying it for mine too, because a couple nights ago we played it on Twitch, and I was so disenchanted because I either couldn't make it off the hill, I was ran over by tanks. There was all kind of, and he's just like, you could do it, bud. You just gotta give it person. I'm like, shut up, man.
Hold on, rewind about 20 minutes ago, whenever we were talking about pushing through your dream. You have to get to that objective.
Yeah. And if you pay attention to the chat, you got Gabs and Alien. They're like, you just gotta be better than that, man. Like, listen here. When I spawn and get shot in the face, kind of hard to do anything about it.
Playing Hell Let Loose with you, it's kind of like taking your child to a toy store Just holding their hand, walking down the aisle.
You can't have that. Don't touch that. Go this way.
No,
That is so
explodes,
true.
honey.
You don't want that toy. That toy is going to break. You want this toy.
Exactly. Hey, you see it down there? We need to go that way.
Right. I got to go potty. No potty.
Oh, that's the best way to describe gaming with you sometimes.
It's so true. It's so true.
It's just like my best friend, Fox Aloy. Like, I mean, I don't play with people because like the best, I'm not the best at video games at all. I do it. I love the camaraderie of just laughing and having fun, even though Call of Duty might have cost me quite a few controllers in the past few months after Modern Warfare 3 came out. I have pictures. I'll put them in Discord. You guys ever want to know what the inside of an Xbox controller looks like whenever you squeeze it? Yeah.
Oh, you big strong man, you.
Dude, I got so mad. It's gonna sound bad, but I just compressed it in my hands and then it just fell apart.
Okay, now we need the story. What made you so upset to Hulk a Xbox controller?
So we were playing, I think it was Hardcore Team Deathmatch.
Of course. Why not?
I think it was it's one of the smaller maps. Shipment. It's been in like almost every Call of Duty ever made since like the original Call of Duty 4. And just this one guy, I mean, he would just keep spawn killing me, and I think I went 0 and 90.
Oof.
And every time I try to move, he'd shoot me through a container, and I was like, no, this is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. There's no way you're doing it. And all I know is like I got so mad because it was after game, and I just got to my breaking point because the boys wanted to jump over to Warzone, and that was a bad mistake because my bullets are sponges, and they shoot me twice and I'm down, and Mark's over there picking, or Fox Aloy's over there picking daisies, and next thing you know, I'm getting shot.
Right.
And I just ended up grabbing my controller and I just basically linked my fingers together and just crushed it. And I said, F this, I'm done. And I threw my headset and turned my Xbox off. And then I don't think I turned it back on for like 3 days.
I believe if I was to pull out the dictionary, AJ, that is the definition of rage quitting.
Yes. Hold on. I didn't even quit. I didn't even quit the game. I just smashed my controller and turned it off. I didn't even go through the trouble going through the menu.
Just F it. I'm done with this. Oh
yeah. I have a half decent headset because I don't know if the audio sounds pretty good on, your end or not, but
that's great. Yeah.
I have a nice headset. Now I have a nice headset.
Now, right.
I had the same one that I had before it went flying down the hallway of my house.
That'll do it. I mean, headsets aren't meant to fly, if I read the instructions correctly.
No, they're not. And I mean, I tested out the wireless capability.
And I'm assuming the warranty didn't cover it.
Oh no, man! I'm a man. I'm a man's man. I don't get the warranties on anything.
You're at the store and they're like, "Do you want the 2-year extended warranty?" No, I do not. Thank you.
No, I don't break things.
Yeah.
Literally 23 controllers later.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I have a bag behind my chair sitting right next to me.
Full of dead controllers.
Yeah, just in case I need parts for the one that I bought recently. It's one of those $300 custom pro controllers that's metal. Yeah,
That
I'm
is
gonna.
somewhat indestructible, I take it.
Oh, I hope so. I think that's why I keep the bag there, because if I get
To
to that
remind
point,
you.
no, I just have something else to grab and throw
Oh, you gotta be
instead
like
of the
those
brand new one.
Instagrams, right? You gotta be like those Instagram or TikTok reels. You gotta do left-handed anger, bro. You gotta you gotta throw it with the bad arm. Do it with the bad arm, and you'll be all right.
The thing is, over the years, I became ambidextrous.
Well, that just doesn't work then. Keep the bag. Keep the bag. It seems to be working.
And the poor chair that sits next to me, because like I sit in a gaming chair next to like a comfy chair, right? And play in my living room. You know, I have my everything set up right now. I'm still working on getting my office set up. The comfy chair needs a new arm.
Okay.
I
Please
may
elaborate.
have been playing, Call of Duty. Call of Duty is like the main source of my anger problems.
Maybe you should play a different game.
I am. I'm playing Hell Let Loose. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's fantastic.
I've never heard of Hell Let Loose. Not once in my life.
It was a Warzone thing. We were playing I think we got like 6 dubs in a row, and then we just got absolute shit on for hours. And I started getting really mad because after the medicine I take, it wears off. And then I start getting really, really agitated. And then I punched my chair a couple times, and I heard the wood break.
Bro, I think you might need to spend some time in like Power Wash Simulator, Farming Sim.
Dude, I love Farming Simulator.
Me too. There's the nerd coming out. Me too.
Okay, just for the listeners here, if you get really into Farming Simulator, like I've taken a break from Call of Duty lately, and I've been a little bit more relaxed.
You have.
I've been playing Farming Simulator sometimes, and let me tell you, what was it like? I want to say 2.5 weeks ago. Me, my brother-in-law, and Fox Aloy were playing in like a little group farm, and we were farming literally for 12 hours straight.
Jeez, you guys go like on straight marathons.
Oh yeah. I mean, my brother-in-law has to like step away, and that's why like Farming Simulator is good for him. He has to step away and be, dad and take his, my nieces. Just a quick little tangent. I have the 2 most beautiful nieces in the world and an awesome little nephew.
That's awesome.
Just putting that out there.
He's a proud uncle.
Oh, I am. But he can step away and do that, and we don't have to worry about him getting kicked or, having to come back and do whatever. And I think it was like right around this time that night, and I started playing the time that I got off, because I think it was I worked a Friday, Saturday, and then I got off Sunday morning, and then they were on Sunday morning, so I ended up joining them anyway. We played forever, and like just the camaraderie between us, we played forever, and ended up playing bumper cars with tractors. It was kind of fun, and then we started finishing our fields and stuff. But right around this time at night, all I know is I got a clip. I'm going to try to get it off my phone of me snoring in Discord. And then I think one of them laughed. One of them laughed and woke me up, or the game stopped and the diesel motor stopped in my headset. And I woke up.
Woke you up?
Yeah, I didn't hear the motor anymore. Ended. Yeah. And they were like, "How was your snooze?" And I was like, "I'm sorry. Like, I've ever since I was a little kid driving, if I am the passenger, I fall asleep. You can contest to this.
This is all fact. Yes.
I don't care how old I am. If I am passenger and I trust the person I am with, I will be out like a light.
Mm-hmm. You could be having a full conversation with this dude, and you look over like, oh, okay, cool.
The trip
I guess I'm by myself now. Oh my God.
Dusky, me and you, we were having a conversation. Mid-conversation, I just dipped my head down and all you hear is...
Yeah, dude was out. And here I am driving like, 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, your dad was even like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's a little broken. Don't mind him.
I'm not.
Sure.
I don't have narcolepsy. I don't. I got tested for it.
You did. Hey, Doc, I gotta make sure.
I do, because like I could literally just fall asleep anywhere and everywhere, just like that. Just done over with. That's snoring. Insane. The bad thing is, the older I get, the less shit I give. About it.
Family function out. Like it doesn't matter. Church out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like the one day my roommate was talking to me, and bad thing is, like, I feel bad now, but he was talking to me about some like issues with his girlfriend and stuff like that, and you know my story, and I'm not putting that story out on the podcast. We're just gonna put it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm feeling froggy, maybe. But as of right now, episode 1, we're not getting into that shit show. That's an absolute train wreck. So he was talking to me.
You explain it. You're like, yeah, I'm going to own it. It was a fucking disaster. Like
5 years of my life, I'll never get back.
It's over. It's fine, folks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, everything's good. Like, we are A-okay. I have a house. I am good. I have a little bit of my sanity left. Just a wee bit.
Just a wee. Until he plays Call of Duty, then the sanity's gone.
Oh, yeah, that's completely out the freaking window. But we were talking about his girlfriend and then, like, possibly going to the range. Like, we made plans, right? Mid-conversation, I'm going to have, like, he videotaped it and sent it to me. Like, he didn't video, he Snapchatted it. And I woke up, he wasn't home. He wasn't, like, he wasn't home, like, the house was dark. I was sitting on my couch with my dog, like, laying on my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like 5 minutes passed. Apparently, it was almost 3 hours that lapsed of me falling. Like, I fell asleep during that conversation. And you could hear me answer him while I was sleeping.
Oh.
And he said, fuck this. Like, hey, man, like, you seem tired. And just dipped out. And he sent it to me on Snapchat. And I was like, there's no way I was answering that coherently.
That sounds like exhaustion. That's what that sounds like. Oh, dude,
I don't sleep.
Yeah.
I think we're pushing 11:45 right now. I know you're probably feeling, but like, I've been pacing for the past 15 minutes.
Of course you have. Of course you have. So the question is, did you ever go to the range with your roommate, or did you just leave him hanging?
Yes, I did end up going to the range just a little bit late.
Let me guess, you were sleeping?
Yes. I was taking a little power nap.
A little power, so a 4-hour power nap. It's fine.
But the thing is, like, my brain registers it as like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds like narcolepsy, bro. Even though the doctor says it's not, I'm just putting it out there.
I was going to say,
I want to get a second opinion.
I have a neurosurgeon, psychologist, PCP.
Right. Yeah. You got the backup there. Right. Right.
It is just the fact that I don't sleep very well.
It's noted. It's well noted.
But I could sleep. You could come down right now in your truck sit in my yard because I don't have a driveway. You can park in my yard. I could get in your truck. We could go 5 minutes down the road. I could be out like a light, but if I try to lay in bed,
oh yeah,
I can't
I hear
sleep.
you. I hear you. I absolutely hear you. I'll be streaming, and we'll be hitting like the 2-hour mark of a stream, and I can just, it's not work, but there's a lot to it. You're trying to interact with everybody. You're playing a game. There's a lot of mental games to it, and I get off and I'm like 2 hours. I'm like, all right, guys, I gotta go. I'm tired. And I get off and I go lay in bed and I'm like, all right, who else is streaming? Who can I bug on Discord? Who can I? Right.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. Like, I don't know if it's just our brain and trauma that we've been introduced to.
Right.
Because, I mean, your end of things, I mean, that's another train wreck. And then, like, my end of train wreck, we ended up turning out okay. But
yeah, we're great. We're fine. The train wreck was a beautiful thing.
It was.
It took a little cleaning, a little picking up, a little perseverance. You took your sisu and you ran with it. That's what.
Yeah, you're damn
optimism, bro. We can't.
I'm
Train
chunky. I don't
not.
run. I'm chunky. I don't run.
Neither do I. I just chase children, but that's what I do.
Whoa. Don't take that out of context, people. Don't clip that.
Yeah.
We don't need no Epstein Island list here, okay?
No. Dado has 3 kids of his own that drive him. He loves them.
They are his children. He did not kidnap them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
See, this is where the dark sense of humor kicks in, people. Like
if you made it this far, congratulations, you have found it. Like,
yes. And if you've made it, what would it be going on? Like 45 minutes or so? I'm not talking to you. Hush. Sorry.
We have made it 1 hour and 6 minutes so far. So if you made it to 1 hour and 4 minutes, you have found the dark humor. Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, just remember we can't end on a note of tomfoolery because, the YouTubes don't like it.
They don't like it. You don't like it. So before Flinty Dog just answers us randomly and passes out, we want to thank you. It doesn't matter. We want to thank you for coming in and hanging out with us and learning a little bit of behind the mics, between the mics. Wow, I don't even know the name of the podcast.
We are professional.
Yeah, right. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us between the mics in episode number 1. Keep your ears out. Everything, your favorite podcast player, YouTube, you'll find it there. We'll drop it in the Discord. I'll put it in the TheAwesomeDado's house. I'll put it in some of the self-promotions that you might be a part of Ramones, Paul's, Phantoms, whomever. But we'll make sure that you guys are aware when the episodes come out and when the next ones are coming. And we truly appreciate you guys, and we hope to see you next time between the mics.
Yeah, we got to get this guy up to 50 on Twitch.
Oh, there it is. The shameless plug from Flinty Dog to get Dado to 50. I know
we just did the outro. See you guys later.
Yep. We love you. Bye.